Hey there, good evening. This is Briscoe from Dog Stare, and this video I'm going to try to keep short and sweet, but I need to address something about musicians, and that is that musicians are flaky and also very hard to communicate with, or I don't know. I used to be in the music scene going back into the early 90s back in St. Louis, and things were flaky back then. Um, but because internet wasn't prominent back then, things were taken a little more seriously, at least when trying to form a band. If you took the time to put an ad in the back of a periodical, um, so in St. Louis, it was the Riverfront Times. When I lived out here in Seattle, it was The Stranger, which was basically the same thing. And so if you took the time to put an ad in the back looking for a band to play with or a band looking for whatever musician you needed for the band, typically people at least responded. Um, Not always. And, they would make a time to arrange with you to get together, and sometimes they just wouldn't show up. I mean, that does happen. That's been happening since probably popular music or even mainstream music or commercial music, even down to the hobby level. I'm sure it's at that level too. Anyway, so I and Richard, my son, who's the other guitar player in this project Dogstare that we're doing right now, we're trying to look for a bass player and a drummer. And I have reached out to over a dozen people on the Band Mix website, and nobody's gotten back to me. Now, I say that in this sense. I would rather somebody reply back saying this is not their cup of tea, or, they're busy, even if that's an excuse. But in lying, I don't appreciate lying. However, not getting back to the person that reached out to you, I think, is rude, and it lacks business savvy. And so I've reached out, like I said, to, I think it's been about 13 or 14 different people, mostly drummers and bass players, because that's what we're looking for. And the thing is, with Bandmix website, I can see who has looked at my profile, and some of those people I reached out to are showing up under having viewed my profile, and they haven't gotten back to me. So I had somebody on Bandmix. It was a 23-year-old female vocalist who reached out to me and said she wanted to start a band with me or start a project with me. Now, thing is, I showed it to Richard, and he seems to think it might have been a bot account, and maybe it was. But if it wasn't, this person wanted to start a band with me, and she's a vocalist, and that's it. And so I replied back to her message and just said, basically, thanks for reaching out to me, but I'm not interested in doing a collaboration with you. I want to focus on this project Dogstare, and I'm looking for a bass player and a drummer. And as far as the vocals, they're covered. I'm doing them myself. So, and then I told her best regards, and then signed off my name, Briscoe. So even though, and I replied back to her within probably 6 hours of getting her message. So, and it's been well over a week, maybe week and a half, even 2 weeks since I reached out to some of these people, and most of them anyway. And nobody's getting back to me, and they're viewing my profile. So I don't know. I just think that as musicians and as human beings, we should be a little bit better about how we communicate with people. And if people take the time out to reach out to you, even if it's not your thing, provide the courtesy in providing a reply to them, so at least there's some closure. And it also shows that you're a decent person, and that, you have decent business acumen, because you never know when that person may have to, maybe they come back into the, maybe they do want to, they have an interest in your project down the road, and they had a change of heart or something about what they thought about you initially, and then they go to reapproach you, and at that point, you would think to offer the person, even though they turned you down the first time, a second chance because of the fact that they did reply back to you. So, but if somebody doesn't reply back to you, and then these people that haven't replied back to me reach out to me 2-3 months down the road, and I understand that maybe a percentage of those people just don't even look at their accounts anymore. Maybe they don't have them set up to get the notifications that a message was sent to them through the Bandmix website. However, though, again, I contend I have seen at least, it was like 4 of the 14 people that I reached out to. It might have even been more, but at least what I saw when reviewing the website. And as I scroll down, and it shows recommendations, it shows new people to the Bandmix website for their posting their profile, and then people who have viewed your profile. And I recognize the thumbnails in the pictures of the people who I had reached out to and that they had viewed my profile. So anyway, yeah, this is kind of a, I'm grinding the axe here with musicians. By and large, I do think that most of them are flaky and lack the general courtesy. And this is speaking from 30 years experience. I have been doing this since I was about 23. I'm now 53. So, and I've seen it all. And, there's another video I will do in regards to when you do find bandmates and the type of aura they give off in the band, given the position they are in the band. So I'll actually do another video on that here very soon. So anyway, if you want to leave a comment, please feel free to below. Richard and I are getting ready to drop an album on September 11th. It is called It Gets Better. And so there's a lot of good tracks on there. Of course, I'm going to say that. They're my songs. However, we've gotten a lot of feedback from people who have said that they really enjoy the songs, and people have already started buying songs from the website directly from us. I'm still in the process of trying to get the back end of running a business such as a record label, with getting all the registration stuff work done, getting the songs registered, getting the business registered with the state of Washington. So I've got a lot of other stuff on my plate that I'm doing besides just mixing and mastering and practicing with Richard and trying to develop our live show. So, and I'm working a 40-hour-a-week job that actually eats up 8.5 to 8 hours and 45 minutes of my time a day due to my lunch break. And then sometimes I get stuck with a person that I'm helping, and it takes me over my time. And it sucks. Yeah, I mean, nobody likes to work more than they have to. It's not enriching my life that much more, really, because I really don't. Even if I do it, say, once in a great while, it's maybe 10 to 15 minutes of overtime, which you have to, the way they pay, you have to get over the 8-minute mark to even be able to count or be able to take that 15 minutes and charge it as time. So, and I mean, I enjoy what I do, but my job is not how I identify with myself, and my music is how I identify with myself. And so, anyway, like I said, I'm going to bring you another video soon talking about how musicians in a band, once you get the band formed, in my experiences in 3 different separate iterations of whatever band I had put together, every single one of them had another member of the band who contributed to the demise of my band. So anyway, again, any comments, leave them below. If you enjoyed this, please hit the like button. And if you know anybody that you could think would relate to this video, share it with them. And I hope you are doing well, and may God be in your heart. Till next time.